with a defensive touchdown for the Sooners. Play action on 2nd and 5. Out of the backfield, Williams taken down by the first man and had nowhere to go. Robert Spears Jennings, junior out of Broken Arrow High School in Oklahoma.
Garrett Nussmeier limping a little bit after that play as well. Got knocked up backfield just a little bit.
And I think he was kind of limping around before that snap too. It almost looked like he was tapping his feet to stay warm, but he is obviously well less than 100%.
Well, remember, R. Mason Thomas was the one that put that big hit on Garrett Nussmeier. He's at the top right here working on Will Campbell once again.
Face forward at the other end. They almost got to him with 4. Now Nussmeier to run, and he dives forward, and he stumbles his way to an LSU first down. He told us, I've got to learn when to run. It cost us against Ole Miss.
And watch, R. Mason Thomas is going to try the speed rush again on Will Campbell, but watch the adjustment. See how much depth he gets on those first 2 kicks. And a great job by Garrett Nussmeier. We've been talking about the checkdowns, but Joe Sloan mentioned because Oklahoma is a match zone team versus last week, Vanderbilt's a traditional zone team where they spot drop, they get to a spot, and they keep eyes on the quarterback. A match zone team, they're going to follow receivers, and it almost ends up being man coverage. So sometimes the best option is for the quarterback to take off and run, which he did right there for a good pickup.
He is not feeling great.
Good luck.
There's a lot of things in society that have gotten better in the last 70 years. Nicknames are not one of them.
No, we need more Goobers and Piggies. We have a delay in the field right now. There's an injured official in the trainer's tent on the LSU sideline right now.
Well, just give him that Garrett Nussmeier treatment, and there he'll be back in no time.
I mean, it was pretty amazing. The Garrett Nussmeier looked like something may have been a separated shoulder to come back in your throwing shoulder and then uncork a 40-yard pass.
I did hear Brian Kelly tell the LSU radio crews that it was a clavicle, and they were concerned about further damage. He had an x-rayed, and he was cleared after having those x-rays.
Yeah, I mean, I was really worried seeing it initially that it was a broken clavicle. I mean, I didn't want to say it, but that's what you think when you fall with somebody on top of you like that. So glad all the x-rays came back negative, and glad he's out there fighting through a little bit of pain.
So here's the change with the officials. Matt Leffler has been our referee throughout this game. He's in the tent. And so Jason MacArthur, the center judge, will take over as the referee and assume the white hat. So they're playing a man down.
How many second string reps do you think he got in practice this week?
Well, I had a great visit with him before the game, and he was really excited about this contest.
Jason's great. He's worked plenty of these games. We know him well.
But do you think they just share the same hat, or do you think he's got a white hat in his bag?
No, he's got to have his own.
Nussmeier slings it to the perimeter. Kyron Lacey with a burst. And that's a first down for LSU on a pickup of 17. So these officials, by the way, they can go one less and change the mechanics a little bit. They'll only be the referee in the backfield. But otherwise, something that they train for and are well accustomed to. 1st and 10. LSU with a 7-point lead past the midway point of the 3rd quarter. Nussmeier going deep again. It is caught the second time. 45-yard strike. What a performance by Garrett Nussmeier. 2 touchdown passes of 40 yards or greater after the shoulder injury.
It's just been bombs away. Chris Hilton. Fall camp, he was supposed to be the guy. He was going to be the go-to deep threat, so dynamic, elite speed. Missed a lot of the first half of the season and then have had his struggles tracking the ball downfield. 2 massive catches here in this game for huge gains and touchdowns.
And a long talk with Brian Kelly about coaching up Chris Hilton. Here's a look at the grab and making sure he had it secured.
Boy, and these aren't easy catches either. Ball moves a little bit, but I think his hand was underneath it as he impacted the ground. What a catch.
Damian Ramos with the point after that heated exchange between Brian Kelly and Chris Hilton, and Kelly assuring us it was all about coaching. We've been working with them in practice time and again. Don't leave your feet. You're a good enough receiver. Run through it and you'll come up
in game and see if you can't cut this lead before the fourth quarter.
Arnold on the run, delivers on time, and a turn upfield by Jacob Jordan, who is offensive coordinator. Joe John Finley refers to as Frosty. Said he showed up and was impressed by his frosted tips.
I had frosted tips back in the day.
Leffler is on the sideline. It's Matt Leffler, who started the game as the referee. We'll wait and see if he returns to action out of the tent. Xavier Robinson, why'd you go away from the frosted tips?
Well, you know, it was big, and in high school the boy bands were going, and I was like, let's just bleach my hair and see what happens.
Strike me as a puka shell kind of guy.
Oh, I had the puka shells rocking as well. I was also about 5'2", so it was just not a good look all the way around. You know, I'm glad I shaved the head quickly after.
You've grown into your hair nicely. 2nd and 7. Jackson Arnold was the Gatorade National Football Player of the Year. Coming out of high school, #1 dual threat quarterback. Pressured, got rid of it. Robinson will set up a 3rd and about 4. And Jackson Arnold acclimating well. 3rd down 4. Here's another step up and a run for a 1st down for Arnold.
It's protecting the football, and obviously his legs and the run game improving as well.
The throw on 1st down. Nope, he's going to run it again. And part of that, I'm sure, frustration at the outset about being benched kind of flipped and did a 180 when he came back. He told us, he said, I'm just trying to be the best version of myself every day, but I see the game better. And at this point, I feel like I got nothing to lose. So weight off my shoulders, I can just go out and have fun. And no doubt that Bama game was a lot of fun.
No doubt. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of redemption for him in a way, I think, for the roller coaster ride that's been this season, the accolades that he came to this program with.
Gavin Sawchuk finds a gap.
The expectations. I mean, we did the bowl game at the end of the year, and although it didn't turn out the way they wanted to, there was a lot of promise and hope around Jackson Arnold, what this offense could be, and it didn't live up to the expectations early, but we're starting to see a much better version of this offense and Jackson Arnold at the close of the season.
Be the 7th play of the drive that follows. There's a 3rd touchdown pass of the night from Garrett Nussmeier. LSU brings 4, and there's the first catch of the game for Bowers Sharp, talented tight end, former quarterback who played at Southeastern Louisiana to start his college career.
Yeah, and that's the matchup they won. They had a one-on-one with Whit Weeks, and as talented as Whit Weeks is, he's much better downhill going after the run than he is in space and coverage. Not that he's bad, but that was right where Jackson Arnold looked, and the matchup they've been looking for.
2nd and 6, fling to Bauer. He can throw it, former quarterback, but he heaves it while he's in the grasp, and it's picked off. A blind toss that Sage Ryan comes up with. Ill-advised throw by Bowers Sharp after being pressured by Stamps. For Ryan, his first pick of the season. Nussmeier out of the backfield finds Anderson. All-around performance for LSU. Nussmeier's success with the deep ball, a 100-yard kickoff return for a score. And Garrett Nussmeier is 20 for 25 for 228 and 3 touchdowns.
Boy, that's after going 28 of 37 for 332 last week. He's playing so efficient right now.
And one thing that this coaching staff stresses is, well, Nussmeier has been around. This is his first year as a starter. Oklahoma brings 4. Nussmeier incomplete. Now compare that to some of the other great quarterbacks. Joe Burrow transferred in from Ohio State. He really struggled his first year here before they brought in Joe Brady. They reinvented the offense, and then he was able to. He knew what you said too. Nussmeier.
That's the competitor he is.
He's going to scramble and dives past the 50, and they will mark it just shy of the first down. And that'll bring up 4th and less. And Williams gets through for the first down. I want to go back to that Burrow conversation. You had him rated really low with him early in the 19 season, and he was just staring daggers through you. And he said, hold on a second. I don't like what you said. He goes, well, you know, I didn't think you did A well. And he goes, I didn't. I didn't think you did B well. Well, I didn't. I didn't think you did C well. Well, I didn't. He goes, well, unless you have a new offense, then. And he goes, but we have a new offense.
Yeah.
We got Joe Brady, and they brought out the playbook, and we went, man, they might have a big year.
And that was a cool moment, right? You saw the competitor. He even said, man, I remember you pointed to one interception and said, I was lucky it didn't, or a touchdown, I was lucky it didn't get picked off. I was like, well, yeah, there was a guy right there. He goes, yeah, I didn't like that you said that, though. And I just loved it. You know, just, I mean, he's such a competitor. It was fun to sit down with him. And you're right. They had a whole new offense, and we didn't know just how good he was going to be. I don't think anybody did. And obviously the rest is history.
A big night for Garrett Nussmeier, 20 of 26, 228. You just take one of everything. It's a way to celebrate a win. Nussmeier going deep down the sideline, wide open. Pimpton inside the 10. Bowman trying to rip it away, and he ends up inside the 5. A 42-yard catch by Kamorian with the stop. And that'll bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. LSU trying to parlay that turnover into some points on the other end after the interception by Sage Ryan.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.